Working to me. So, man, it's been a weird weekend. I've had work stuff going on all weekend. Just like constantly rumbling in my brain and like the back of my thoughts 24/7 this weekend. Finally think I figured my thing out, which is awesome. So I decided I would take some time and set up to play Verrotwood, which I thought might be kind of cool. So, WTF is Verrotwood. Verrotwood is an indie skirmish game. It is like $9 up on Drive-Thru RPG. It's like a 65-page book that kind of details the little lore for this, how to make your teams, all the different stuff they can have, all kinds of stuff. There's a couple expansions up for this already. I don't super know what those are because I haven't looked into them yet, but a channel I watch on YouTube called Old Hammered, they did a like, what is this game video for Verrotwood. So I was like, that sounds like a lot of fun. Because last year I was super excited to play Silver Bayonet. Super excited for Silver Bayonet. And then it just didn't jive with me, and I don't super know why. Like the way the dice worked and like how some of the rules for building the teams and stuff, like something just didn't line up in my brain. So I got all this stuff together to play Silver Bayonet and just didn't like it. So I heard about this. It's kind of like a horror-y kind of game. I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. So we'll give that a shot, see how it goes. Should be pretty darn dope. So the story setup for this, just really quick, I want to mention this PDF is baller. Whoever did this did a really good job. It's real. I guess there it is, right there. Might crunch it. Really nice job on this PDF. 10 out of 10. It's like nice and thematic and kind of gives you like the feeling for it. So the idea here is that there was this giant forest, right, that all these different people lived in, and it was good times, right? Like hard medieval fantasy kind of life, but not like the end of times, right? And there are all these different like gods and stuff, and like there's a bunch of characterization you can do with that. I've kind of in my head ported this over into Warhammer Old World, but like Warhammer Fantasy, so I'll show you my teams and they'll make sense in a minute when I say that. There's a bunch of gods and stuff in this world, and just overall, like, decent life in the forest, right? And one day, basically, the forest began to die, and all the people in the forest all turned to their own little deities to try to essentially keep themselves alive in this, like, evil forest. That went from being, like, kind of idyllic down to, like the trees are murdering you, and there's like evil monster bears and all kinds of cool stuff. So now all these people are trying to like forage in almost this like post-apocalyptic fantasy forest that's now like slowly becoming more and more crazy, and they're praying to crazier and crazier things so they don't like get eaten by the trees and shit. So I liked that setup. I thought it was fun. So I whipped up 2 teams for it. First, we have the Bad Moon. So, how team building in this game goes is essentially you make up a god. I cheated here and used Warhammer lore for this, but so you make up a god, right? And I was like, oh, I've got all these goblin miniatures that I really think look fucking baller. I really want to actually do something with them. So my first god is going to be the Bad Moon. Now, the Bad Moon flies through the sky, and all the goblins chase it, and it's supposed to bring them luck, and the enemy, like, ill will, and with it brings, like, bugs and mushrooms and all this kind of stuff, right? But it's like kind of like a sneaky backstabbing thing So I chose int for the Bad Moon, which I thought was pretty fitting. And then after you pick your god and you kind of decide what kind of god you want, right? And like what they're like. This is a little bit of like your own kind of homebrew fun here. You pick a stat for them, a main stat for them. Since the Bad Moon is all about like cunning and backstabbing, I wanted int for it. And then you pick 4 abilities. And those 4 abilities should kind of relate to your god. In the book, there's like 60 of these freaking things. So like you read through them all, see what they all do. So for the Bad Moon, I picked Disembodied Whispers, ooh, Twisting Fates. They can just like hex people, and they can cause existential dread. I was like, oh, that all seems like things like a big evil moon looming in the sky would do, right? So I thought that was pretty good. So you pick 4 abilities, and then you're going to get 4 guys, right? Now, in a campaign game, you're going to get 300 points to upgrade your dudes, right? So you get a basic guy, and he has his basic stats, which is 1s all across the board, and then 10 health. And then you get 300 points to buy him stuff like weapons, mount, healing potions, or to increase his raw stats. Now this game is really cool. There's no actually additive or subtractive gameplay in it, which I think is really, really neat. Everything actually just like, hold on. Let me, I'm very scatterbrained, so trying to like learn a new game today is probably not the best, but YOLO, we're doing it together. So, alright, so let me back up. When I say there's no additive gameplay, what I mean is that anything I do is not going to cause you to have like +1 shooting, or +1 damage, or +1 like evasion or something like that, right? Those stats all actually directly correlate to dice. So if my guy has 1 strength and he goes to do a melee attack, he rolls 1 dice. If he has 2 strength, he rolls 2 dice. It's not a situation where like I roll a dice and then I add his strength to it and then I add all the pluses to it, like it is in something like Frostgrave. It's literally, if I have a 2, I have 2 dice and I roll them, which I think is a really cool system, and it's actually one of the big things that made me want to try this, besides also like basically having everything ready to go without having to buy anything or make anything, which is always cool. It's really cool to like just take your toys and get to play with them in a new game. That's a really cool feeling. So alright, anyway, before I get too into the rules, let's finish looking at the teams. Alright, so before I get to let's look at our teams before I get too into the rules. Alright. Okay. So for the Bad Moons, I gave myself a leader here. He's just got a polearm, and that's about it. He's got a mushroom he can eat for some health, which is pretty cool. I gave myself a knight with a polearm and a mount, because I thought that would be kind of fun. Mounts are very expensive in this game, by the way, but I really wanted to use that miniature. Then I gave myself just a basic guy with basically just a sticker, just a sword. And then I gave myself a crossbow. I thought that would be pretty fitting for a crossbow. So, little simple team, nothing too crazy since this is our first game. As we continue to win or lose games, we'll get more points to buy more stuff for our guys. But it is what it is. Okay. So, no, don't want to do that. That's what I want to do. Alright. So the other team is 4 Sigma. So I did one team revolving. Oh, I gotta fix my belt. Hold on. Fat guy problems. Alright, cool. I did one team revolving around the Bad Moon for my Gobos, and one team revolving around Sigmar. So this one's all has abilities like one here is called Martyr. So if somebody dies, I can pay the ability cost And then basically everyone gets the bonus because that guy died, right? Like they're inspired because he died. They can also cause hallowed ground. There's like what's called an embracing aura, which makes everybody like have extra defense because they feel the light of Sigmar in their heart. And these guys are also devout, so they're going to constantly be generating points every turn, which is pretty fun. So in this group, we have our paladin. There she is, ready to kick some ass in her gleaming golden armor, ready to murder those dirty gobbos. I have a duelist. These are just the names I came up with them. There's not really like classes in this game. You just get like a dude and you give him equipment. Sadly, there are no pistols in this game. It's one of the things I'd like to see added. I'll talk about the other stuff I'd like to see added at the end. I gave myself... technically she has a musket, but in this she's just going to have a bow. She's going to run the rules for a bow. And then I gave myself an occultist. His gimmick is that he has oil to cause fire and a polearm, which is his cane. So in my brain, he's like hitting you with his fire stick, and it lights you on fire, which I thought would be kind of fun. So those are the two teams, right? They went together super quick. Just grabbed models I already had, went through the book, picked out abilities I thought were cool. And yeah, like I built both teams in like, I don't know, half hour or something. Like, really easy list building for building two different sides. So, with that, let's go look at the actual book. And we will set up ourselves a scenario. I kind of already set up the table for it, so we're going to skip the terrain setup part here, because I just wanted to do my own terrain, because I thought it would look cool. And then we'll do the rules and stuff sort of as we play. Alright, so let's set ourselves up a scenario. So we're going to do the Place of Power encounter. So essentially I set up 4 sets of, like, I guess it wants 3. I did 4. Oh well. 4 sets of standing stones on the table. And they're all kind of apart from each other. You're supposed to roll for special terrain. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to automatically assign it, because I want to do my own terrain setup. I think that's more fun. I also already picked myself a creature just based on the models I have. And then we take turns setting up our cultists along the edges, and then boom. Okay, so in this game, hold on. This is the creature we're fighting, by the way, so I'll need to remember this. I didn't take a snippet of it because I'm dumb. Terrain. This is all of the rule. This is a really great PDF. I kind of just want to like show it off a little. It's fucking legit. Really, really good. I do wish there was a like a cheat sheet page at the back. That would be really nice. Okay, so let's sorry, like I said, I'm all over the place. It's been physically, it's been a very chill weekend. Mentally, my brain has been so scattered because I've been trying to solve work problems and juggle stuff with friends. And been a tough weekend, but it probably just seems like I sat on my ass all weekend. But my brain is soup. But I really want to play this because it's fun. Okay, so I apologize for the disjointed little setup. But, okay, so we're going to play Place of Power, right? So I have these standing stones. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can probably see them a little better there. And essentially, everybody's going to get a point every round after they prayed at it. So a guy needs to come up, do a pray action, and then he's claimed this stone. Come over here, pray, claim the stone. Right? And then essentially the game's supposed to end at 5 rounds. We might go a little longer. We'll see. We'll see. But every round we're going to get points if you pray at something. To take it from your enemy, you need to move next to it and pray to your god to take that piece of land. So if I want to take this from Sigmar, I need to put a guy here and then pray to the badman. Alright, so that's the basics for how we're going to score points. In the middle, I've got a big forest beast, and then this is a cursed piece of terrain. I think it's called cursed. Excuse me. Let me look up what it's called real quick. Oh, I'm so bad at this. I try my best. I really do. I'm just a mess. I should probably live in the evil woods. Okay, so this is a cursed piece of terrain. So that means anybody within range of it, they have to do something special with their dice. These are forest pieces of terrain. The trees are, they're just going to give you special defense if you shoot into them because guys can hide in the forest. And in my brain, if you're in the platform, you get it. So, okay. Basics for how this game works. This is a D10 game using additive dice pools. Okay? So, say this big evil monster bear was right there, and the paladin was right here, and they're going to fight each other, right? Right? She's going to take on the big evil monster bear. Okay? She has a fight of 1, so I grab 1 dice for her. Monster bear has a defense of 2. I grab 2 dice for him. Roll them all up, and now I'm going to take the highest value. I'm not going to add these up or do any math or anything like that on them. I'm just going to take the highest value. So Monster Bear got a 5, a 4, and a 5 and a 4. The lady got a 7. So what I'm going to do is say the lady wins, and then she inflicts however much damage her weapon does to the Monster Bear. Okay, now if the Monster Bear hits her back, if he has an attack of, I don't know, like 4, and she has a defense of 1, going to roll 4 dice for him. I rolled 3 zeros. What are the fucking odds of that? And if she overrolls him, which actually she did, she got a 4 and he got a 3 because he got 3 zeros, he does no damage. Okay? Nice, really kind of simple additive roll system, but we'll see how it goes. Then this guy's going to be an AI-controlled enemy. I think his rule is that he always goes for the weakest enemy, which I think is pretty darn cool. Yeah. This game uses what's called the rule of cruel, where essentially you pick the option that would fuck your game up the most and have the enemy do that. Which, I'm going to be honest, is 1, a beautiful name, and 2, really cool. So he'll be following the rule of cruel all game. Nice. Okay. Alright. Sweet. So, that's pretty much the basics. Now, this game uses a dice bag for activation. Right? So think what is the game that Conflict 47 is based on? The older 2 game. God, I'm totally blanking. But essentially you're going to take a token for each character, toss it into a bag, and randomly determine which one you're going to get by picking one out. This is a really fun activation system. I wish more games used it, because really it's intended to like make things super mega chaotic, which I think is pretty darn dope. So what we're gonna do, it just occurred to me that I need a bag. Give me a second. One second. My dog does not get up here often. I don't know why this room fills up with his dog hair, but it does. Oh. Okay. Stop. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to take a dice for each one of my gobos. They're going to be the greens. I'm going to take a dice for each one of my sigmarites. They're going to be the whites. I'm going to take a dice for Mr. Nasty the Bear. And they're all going to go into this bag that I have. That I totally pre-prepared and didn't grab off the floor because it totally didn't have like 200 D20s in it before this. I swear. Oh, that I dumped into a random box. Alright. We're going to shake it up. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. I'm going to draw one out. It's one of the Sigmarites. Alright, now the Sigmarites get to go first. I'll put these over here so I remember to put them back in the bag. Okay. Alright. So, everybody gets 2 action points in this game. Every time they activate. Now, these action points can be used for a variety of different things. You can't ever repeat actions. But you can do different stuff with them. So, if you want to run, it costs 1 action. I mean, if you want to move, it costs you 1 action. You can move 6 inches. If you want to run, it costs you 2 actions. You can move 9. If you want to attack, it's 1 action. If you want to pray, it's 1 action. If you want to cast one of your magical deity spells, it's an action. Stuff like that. So, this lady here, she's going to actually run. Because she does not like doing the ranges. So she's going to run. And she's just going to get there. And that's going to be the end of her activation. And then we're going to draw another one. See what we get. Oh, man. Sigmarites are lucky. Okay. So we're going to try to... Yeah. You know what? We'll move and we'll take a shot at Mr. Bear with our archer lady who actually has a gun. She's going to go hide under the steps and she's going to take a shot at Mr. the Bear. So, what we're going to do is we're going to check her stats. Okay. There we go. So she is the rifleman. She has a strength of 1, a dex of 1, an int of 1, a defense of 1, and a health of 10. And she has a bow. Okay. So we need to go look at the rolls for bows. Well, let me see what the defense of Mr. the Bear is first. Only defense 1? Okay, friend, you just became a greater forest animal. You're still defense 1 though. He got upgraded. Alright, so we're going to go look at weapons. Alright, so she has a bow, which is a ranged weapon. It is 2 to 24, so if it's really close, you can't do anything else. And if you crit, you get a +1 damage. Okay? Easy peasy, breezy, beautiful cover girl. We got that. Alright. So, her attack is 1. So we're going to roll a dice for her. His defense is 1, so we're going to roll a dice for him. We're going to see who goes. There is a piece of terrain between them, but I don't think it's really blocking, so... Alright, so he got a 3, she got a 1, so her shot just bounces right off him, and he is fine. Alright, into the magic murder bag, and we draw a dice for the gobos. Yep. There we go. Alright, these These are my gobos. You know, I think we're going to be cheeky and try to get some pot shots off before anything else can happen. Although I think actually we might. It's only 18. Yeah, maybe we can't. All right, so we're gonna get ourselves into position for maybe doing a prey next turn. So we'll get over here, over there. We're gonna get under that tree with that guy, and that's what we're gonna call it. Into the magic murder bag. We draw another goblin. All right. You know, we'll just follow suit with that. I think that's a good idea, trying to do that. So we'll just follow suit with a couple of goblins and scooch on up. Let me check the range on the freaking goblin weapon. 12 inches. Ooh, far out, shorty. Yeah, it'd be nice if there was like some kind of short pistol that was like 6 inches. That'd be really good. All right, we got ourselves another Sigma rate. Yeah, we'll just have everybody close in pretty much. It's gonna be rumble in the middle. Magic murder bag. Short turns, man. This guy, he's gonna move over here. Dude, rapid fire out of the magic murder bag. Okay. Alright. So this guy here, he has a mount. Now the mount's gonna give him extra move, but not a meaningful mount where he's going to be able to like melee anybody. So what he's going to try to do is just get really close to this piece of terrain. Down there. Alright, see what we got. Last up is the bear. Now, the bear should probably attack the closest person, but also someone just shot the freaking thing. So I think it's going to attack the person that, or try to attack the person that shot it. So let me see if there's any special rules for the bear. It's not really a bear, it's a werewolf. I should start calling it a werewolf. Let me see. Oh, he actually activates twice, so we have to throw another dice in there. Interesting. Okay, so he just rock and rolls through the woods. Terrain does not get in his way. He is a one-man werewolf army. He's going to go ahead and run. Oh wait, no, it said he moves up to 6, and if he gets within base contact, he does a melee attack. Okay. So, there he goes. But he gets 2 activations. Speak of the devil! Hey, honey. You're going to have a bad time. Mr. Werewolf is coming to say hi. Bonk. Because let's be real, the werewolf can duck under the fucking bridge. Alright, so he's now a melee. He is in Murder Town with that lady there. Let's see, does he murderize her? Alright, he's got a strength 2, so we'll be rolling 2 dice. Alright, she's got a defense of 1. Yep, he definitely hits. So she's going to take 5 points of damage. And since she starts with 10, a D10 is actually really good to show how much life she has left. So, alright. Now, there is no hit back or anything in this, which is kind of nice. But last guy up, Is a Sigmarite. And that's going to be the guy over here, the occultist guy. Should we just leave the archer to die? Nah, fuck it. For Sigma! We'll attack. Alright. This guy, however, can actually attack from 3 inches out. So he's going to stay back a little bit. He's actually going to go over there and attack. Alright. So, 3 inches out. Oops. 3 inches out. He's going to apply fire to his weapon. And he's going to hit this bear. Now, he's going to apply oil. Sorry. So he has 1 dice. And then oil... oil does something. Let me look up what oil does. I think it has like a D5 chance of setting the target on fire. I think. It's under equipment. Give me a sec. Lots of back and forth as we learn our game. Alright, oil! Adds burning effect to the next attack. If the attack isn't successful, the oil is lost. Okay. Maybe giving the guy that has 1 dice in oil is probably not the best idea, but YOLO. Let's see, do we light on fire? On a 9 and a 1, we do not. RIP. Well, we tried to light it on fire. That would have been cool. So that's the end of turn 1. The bear is fucking, or the werewolf is fucking up the Sigmarites. And, the Gobos are basically just allowed free reign, so they're just going to do their own thing. Alright, everybody goes into the magic murder bag. See what we get in the magic murder bag? We draw the bear. It's a werewolf. It's a werewolf. I need to start calling it a werewolf. The picture in the rule book is a bear, so I'm like, aha, it's a bear. No, it's a fucking werewolf. Alright. 2 dice, 1 defense. We got a 4, a 7, and a 7, so that's a tie. I believe during a tie, the defender wins, I believe. Let's double check, because this is important, because it might legitimately murder this lady. Okay, meets or exceeds. Okay, so basically in the case of ties, it wins. Ripperoonie. Alright, well she has been mauled to death by the werewolf. R.I.P. Okay. Well, let's see who goes next. She didn't even get a chance. Alright, it's a Sigmarite. So, the duelist is going to try to go for the far one. That's what he's going to try to do. So they need to get over there and they need to pray to get some points. Magic murder bag. Sigmarite again. Okay. Yeah, this guy's gonna try to get away from the werewolf. That's what he's gonna do. Bonk. He's gonna try to run away from the werewolf because that seems like a good idea. So he just watched his friend get mauled to death. Gobbo. Okay. Oh, we didn't see how many. Yeah, interesting. Okay, I forgot to do the magic because I was like, oh, I'm going to use a magic prey point. I forgot to do the magic prey thing. Okay, so you'll see these abilities from this god. They all have RP, right? They all have RP. They all have like a cost associated with them. Now you're going to get a default amount of this, or you're going to get an amount of this at the beginning of each round. But you can also pray to your god to get some more of this points. Now, let's look up how we get it, because getting ritual points. Before each game, both cults will roll to gain their ritual points. Each cult has a preferred stat. The stat is chosen by the players during the cult. Both players must roll their preferred stats worth of dice for each model individually, taking the highest result for each model. Okay. And adding them up for the cult's shared RP. Okay, can do. And then there is also the ritual action, which they can take to gain more RP as well. Okay, so let's roll some dice, because we forgot to assign this to our cult at the beginning, but that's the point of learning a game. So let's see. Each one of these guys is going to have one int. There's no extra int there, so it's going to be 4 dice. We're going to add all these up. So we've got 10, 22 for the Gobos. Okay? I'm just going to open Notepad real quick so I can keep track of that. 22. And for the humans, Sigmar is a defense god. I made him. So one of their guys has 2 defense, so he's going to have to roll separate. So, alright, so we're going to do, and then 2 white dice for the one guy. Alright, so they're going to have 4. Wow. 4, 7 is 11. Okay, so they're going to have 11. And then they will actually gain 1 ritual point for every model on the table at the start of the round. So they actually would have gained another 8 already. So 11 plus 8 is 19. Okay, so 22 and 19. Okay, cool. Alright. Well, the reason I looked that up, sorry. Gooey brain, I apologize. The reason I looked that up is because I wanted to use one of these abilities, which I thought would be pretty fun. Because these are all pretty darn dope. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Disembodied Whispers. And what this does is it makes me take an int check against the enemy int check. And then I can do a free enemy movement. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to activate our boss here. Okay? And he's just going to move up just to this terrain so he's touching it. And then he's going to do Disembodied Whispers on the duelist, who's right there, to see if he can basically send the duelist running into the bear. Alright, so the duelist got a 5, so he resisted, and that's a 9. So now they are down 7 points. get you 15. Worth a shot, though. Worth a shot. Alright. Over to the magic murder bag. See what we get. We draw another gobbo. Alright. So... yeah, you know what? We'll send this guy flying over there. He's gonna haul ass. Wah! Run over there. Try to get closer to that one so maybe he can pray at it in a turn or two. Okay. Into the magic murder bag. We get a Sigmarite. Let's see, remove the duelist, remove the other guy. So I think the last one is this one. Pop. There she goes, going from here to there, so she can pray at that next turn and claim it. Alright, we got another Sigmarite. This Sigmarite is dead, so her dice was removed. That would have been the archer lady. Alright, we got another gobbo. So we'll move this guy here up, and we'll have him do a ritual action. So he will beseech the bad moon. And let's see what the ritual action does. If your cult does not have required RP to perform the ritual... Oh, no. Okay. Sorry. Isn't there a thing they can do? Oh, I guess it's praying, but that takes 2. Okay. So he's just got to move up and take it. Okay. He's going to move up and take that. And then we're going to go into the magic murder bag. We got Mr. DeBear, who's going to move 6 inches. Not be able to get within murder range of this guy. And then we're going to roll. The dice doesn't go over there. We're going to roll for the last one and see what we get. We get the last gobbo. Which, let's see. He's going to move up here, which means he's going to be near the cursed terrain, unfortunately. And then he's going to try to shoot Mrs. Paladin. So I believe he's got a shoot of 2, but let's check. Yep. Alright, so he got a shoot 2 versus her defense of 2. She is a tough lady. And he has to take the lowest value on his dice because he's near the cursed terrain. So that means he has to take the 4, which means that she defends against it. Okay. Alright. That's going to be the end of turn 3, or turn 2. So, no one's claimed anything yet. The Sigmarites are going to get 3 more ritual points. Oh man, I should have done their martyrdom thing. Damn it. I didn't think about it when that one lady died. Ah. Oh well. Next time. Next time. So I'm sure another one of them will get murdered by that werewolf. Alright, Magic Murder Bag says... Magic Murder Bag says Sigmarite. You know what? This lady's just going to do her prayer so she can take this. Oh. Alright, so she's just going to take that. And that's just going to start counting RP for them. So they're just going to start getting victory points now, essentially. Alright, Magic Murder Bag. Draw Gabo. My boss is going to do the same thing. He's just going to be like, oh, for the bad moon over there. Alright, so he's going to fort a bad moon that piece of terrain. So now they're both going to be ticking 1 victory point every turn. Another Gabo. Alright. We're going to move Mr. Archer up there. There he is, behind the bones. And he's... He's going to shoot the occultist, who's right there. So 2 shots versus defense of 1. So he's going to have a 7 and a 9. The occultist rolled a 0. So the occultist is going to take, I think it's 5 points of damage with a crossbow. Yeah, I would love a cheat sheet. Oh, it's 8. Whew! 8. Alright, it's going to bring him down to 2. I guess that's what happens when someone shoots a squig at your face, huh? Alright, Magic Murder Bag. Show me what we got. We got a Sigma, right? Down to the duelist wants to get the hell away from that werewolf, so he's going to move up to the archer there, and he's going to attack him. I think the duelist only has 1 attack though. Let's double check. Pretty sure I didn't give him 2. Oh no, he does have 2. Damn, duelist go. Oh, and he has oil. Whoo! But we're going to go ahead and we're just going to... Alright, so we got an 8, a 7, and a 6. So that's going to be going through with a light-handed weapon, which is 5 damage. Blech. 4 gobos. Magic Murder Bag says... The bear. Now, the bear is supposed to go after the person with the lowest life near it, which is going to be this mofo over here. And he's going to have a bad time because the bear can reach him, which is really a werewolf. I need to remember it's werewolf. Alright, 2 dice into his 1 defense. Roll of Kroll says he is fine. Alright. Magic Murder Bag. Sigmarite. Huh. So I don't think there's anything for moving out of combat. So that guy should be able to run and get as far away from the werewolf as possible. So I think that's what he's going to do. Because he does not want to be murdered by the werewolf. Behold, Beard Cam. There we go. That should be on a 5. Where's the 5? The 5. The 5. The 5. Okay. That might go over there, I don't know. Magic Murder Bag says... The bear. Well, he's going to give chase. That guy just moved just enough to not be mauled by the bear, who is now chasing him around the forest. Oh, so it should be, I think, yeah, 2 more dice in here. It should be 2 gobos. Yep, 1 gobbo. This guy down here is going to pray, so he can take this. Oh. I guess it probably wouldn't be like that. It'd probably be like maniacal chanting. You know? Is what it really would be. Would it be all heavenly sounding? That's... I guess you couldn't even see what I was pointing at. There he is. There he is. Right there. He's going to pray and take that as he prays to the bad moon. Magical Murder Bag says, last one is... is going to move up. And he's going to hit this duelist. So that's going to be 1 versus 1. Survey says double 4s. The attack goes through 5 damage from his, like, pig sticker. There we go. And that is the end of turn 3. Everything goes into the magic murder bag. Oh man, we drew the bear. The werewolf already. God, it's not a bear. It's a werewolf. It's a werewolf. Alright, so he's just going to scooch over there and be friends with the guy he's been trying to maul and chasing around the entire forest. He got a 3, a 7 versus a 0. So that guy has also been consumed by the werewolf. Rest in peace, friend. Magic Murder Bag says Sigma, right? She needs to dispense some freaking justice. So she's going to come down here. And she is going to... she's going to try to beat the hell out of that dude. Okay. So if he had moved previously, since he's on a mount, he would have got a +1 defense. But since he hasn't, he doesn't. Alright. 2 dice going in. 3 a 2 versus his 3. That's enough. Now she has a great weapon, which I think does 8 damage. Which means... my brain just completely shut down. I mean, he's gonna have 7 life left because he's the model that I spent extra life on. Okay, into the magic murder bag. We got a gobbo. Also, all these tick over for extra points. I figured I would just tick the dice over. That'd be a really easy way to keep track of it, I thought. Gobbo time. Bonk. So this guy here with the mushroom. Let's get some action zoomed in over there. How's that? There we go. Once we got all kinds of stuff happening over there, it makes sense to me. Alright, so the guy with the mushroom, he's going to use some RP points, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to hex the duelist in front of him. So that means he's going to be down 7 more RP. So that's going to bring them to 8 remaining. But it means that that guy now has to use the lowest dice instead of the highest dice. So he's going to do that, and then he's going to try to hit him. I guess he didn't even need to hex him, because the guy rolled a 0. So that hex was pointless. Get out of here, Sigmar. Nobody likes you. Alright. Rolled another gobbo. The archer should shoot into the bear, so that's what he's going to do. So, the archer is going to shoot into the bear. I think, does the archer have a mushroom? Yes, he does. So the archer is going to go ahead. He's going to eat his mushroom, so he's going to heal himself for 5 points of damage. And then he's going to shoot into the werewolf. 7-3 versus 1. So that's going to be... Crossbow was 8 points of damage, I think. Right? There's the crossbow of 5. Crossbow's 8. Nice. Alright, so that's going to be 8 points of damage on the werewolf. Bonk. Okay, which I think the werewolf has 15 life, so that's going to leave him with 7. I've been counting down on all these dice, so I should do the same for the werewolf. Okay. Let's roll a dice. We got another gobbo. So we're going to move my boss boy up a little. Just get him into the fight. And then he's going to use their last remaining RP, I think, to hex the werewolf. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's going to hex the werewolf. So I don't want the werewolf coming over and having his way with all my little goblins. So that's what he's going to do. He's going to hex the werewolf. Alright. Last gobbo. He's down here. Down here. So he is going to... Sorry. Alright. So he's going to go ahead and he's just going to hit her. It's going to be 2 attacks versus 2 strength. She defends it, right? Oh no, it's 6 versus 6. Alright, 6 versus 6, so he's going to go ahead and he's going to hit her through for 5 damage. I don't remember if she is 10 or 15 life. Let me check. Okay, she's got 15. So she's got 15. So she actually has 10 life left. So something that I've been forgetting to do is to do the crits. There is a crit system in this game. I've been totally forgetting it. So, got to remember that. Alright. That guy's dead. That guy's dead. And we get the werewolf. Well, Mr. the Werewolf is going to come down here. He's going to be like, yo, you hit me last round, so you're going to have a bad time, little gobbo. I don't care that you hexed me. It ain't enough. If rolling a 1, it's definitely enough, so the gobbo is fine. Alright. That's going to be the end of turn 4. So we are moving up onto the last turn 5. Alright. Let's throw everything in the magic murder bag. Oh, I kept forgetting to use martyr. Oh well. I'm assuming it has to be when someone dies that you cast it. I'm assuming. Oh, the bear. The bear has come out of the magic murder bag. Alright, we got a 5, a 2, and a 5. Since he's not hexed anymore because the round is over, that's going to go through. Do 5 points of damage to that goblin. Crunch. And this werewolf has eaten its fill. Alright, gobbo time. Well, I mean, I don't have any more RP points, so I might as well try to hit the bear for at least a couple points of damage. 5 and 5 goes through, leaving the bear on 2. The werewolf on 2. Gabo. Now we have our little paladin duel down here. We should try to resolve that. So 2 attack versus 2 strength. She got a 9, so she defends it. Man, paladin is holding strong. Alright. Magic Murder Bag says, Gabo, is there a range on the crossbow? Oh, crossbow 0. Okay, we're gonna do that then. All right, crossbow going into the werewolf. Yep, that's gonna be enough to bring it down. It's like, I murdered so many people. I ruined that entire other team. Alright, last Gabo. Just going to move over. Now the human gets hit back. 2 attacks. Going into 1 defense. On a 0 and a 1, she's not doing anything. And that would be the end of turn 5. And that would be 4 points for the Sigmars and 8 points for the Gabos. So, pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. Alright, so let me go look at the Uju Wampets. Give me a sec, I'll pull the book up and we'll go look at the stuff. Alright, so Relic Hunter. This is the one we did. Oh wait, no, we did Place of Power. Alright, 5 turns. Alright, we have the most favor with the Bad Moon. So they're going to get 1 power and 100 favor. So power is the system they have in this game for determining who's going to win a campaign. I'm not going to worry about that. Maybe I'll do a little campaign and play to like 5 power or something. That might be pretty fun. So we're going to say 1. Alright, we're going to say they have 1 power and 100 favor to spend on stuff. Okay, so that's cool. So let's go ahead and let's spend our 100 favor. Oh, I guess this is the non-editable one. Okay. Basically, I'm going to increase 2 things stats here. I will probably increase the strength of the knight. And I will probably increase maybe the, like, int of the boss. That's what we'll say we'll do. Okay. Alright. Post to counter injury table. This mod also come to its wounds. It is permanently dead. Alright. So, I'm not going to track injuries on the Sigmarites because I think I'm going to play the Goblins and fight against a bunch of different teams. And just match the teams at whatever points the Goblins have, I think. Just so they're kind of like always equal. So, they lost 3 guys. So, let's see. The first one would have been lost an eye. If a model receives this injury twice, it's considered dead. Oof, that sucks. They would have gotten a 25 favor for free, so that's pretty cool. And then we got a second 25 favor. So even though they only got 50 favor for playing, they would have gained 100 total favor. So that's pretty good, really. Okay. And then after that, we can explore the forest. So let's send our knight, who's now attack 2, out to explore the forest. Now this is supposed to run off a deck of 52 cards. I don't have a deck of cards handy. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll for this instead. So the first thing we need to do is to roll to see if we have a face card or if we have a 1 through 10. Now this is 1 through 10, and then 11, 12, 13, 14. 11 through 14 are the face values. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll a d10, and we're going to let's see, that's what, basically like 1/3, maybe a little less. Alright, so we'll say 1 through 3 is a face card value. Anything else is not. Alright, so we got a 2. Okay, so we rolled a face value. Okay, now we're going to take 9s and 10s, and it's going to be 1, 2 is the first one, 3, 4 is the second one, like that. And then we're going to re-roll 9s and 10s. Alright, we got an 8, so that means it's going to be the last one. We have to figure out which suit. So let's roll a suit as well. So we're going to do that same thing, re-roll 9s and 10s. We got a 2, so it's going to be a diamond. It's going to be the Jack of Diamonds. In the clearing ahead of you stands a large rotting windmill. It looms over the... Oh my god, the like Don Quixote guy on the mount, who's like the confused knight, is going to go fight a windmill. That's literally perfect. It looms over the clearing like an enormous skeleton peering through the fog. The wind is eerily still as you approach. You decide to search for supplies. Roll this model's strength stat. Okay. Okay, so there's some cool rules here. On a 6 to 7, I would have found 2 oils, which is actually probably monetarily the best win. On a 1 to 5, all of a sudden the wind begins to blow and the gears of the old windmill creak back to life. You feel like it is time to leave as you begin to hear whispers throughout the structure. During the setup phase of the next encounter, the other player can decide to make any one piece of terrain count as haunted. That's really cool. That's a cool thing. Alright. Nice. Boom. So that was first game of Verrotwood, which is pretty darn dope. The Gobos won. There they go. They get their little win. Yeah, get their little win. And then this guy right here went out on an adventure after and found some mushrooms, which is the most goblin thing ever. So yeah, pretty cool. Alright, so thoughts for the game. This is a pretty dope game, I'm not going to lie. The Magic Murder Bag, a lot of fun. That's a great... that is a great activation system. Reading the rules, I am not sure if it is supposed to be how I did it with the dice, where one dice represents one side, one dice represents the other side, or if it is supposed to be you have a specific token for each character. If it's a specific token for each character, it's going to add crazy amount of randomness to it, but that's really fun. I think the next time I play, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'll probably throw a token in for every character, and then just draw that. So the game itself is really fun. It's very murdery, which I think is cool. I don't think that's necessarily like a bad thing, which is pretty good. Also, because of the way the dice system works, it means that even if this team is like super powered, all they're doing is really increasing their chances. They're not actually increasing their stats, which I like a lot, right? Like, they're basically buying themselves extra chances to do things. They're not buying extra stuff. So, like, if I roll 2 dice that beat your defense, it's not 2 attacks coming through. It's 1 attack coming through. I'm just guaranteeing or increasing my chance of that attack coming through, right? So I think that's really nice. It does mean that even with the base life, there is no way for a one-on-one encounter to like completely murk somebody, which I think is really good, and probably should be how games, basically all games work. I do think with the dice system, this game would probably benefit from not removing the models until they've been drawn from the bag. So like maybe that round everybody gets their activation, and then anyone that's dead is picked at the end. I think that would actually work really well with the dice system in this game, and be pretty good. Because otherwise it could be kind of punishing, like if all of your guys wind up at the end and everybody basically like beats the shit out of you. That could be, it feels bad. So if everybody stays on the table and you pick them at the end of the round, I think the game would actually be really, really good. I think that's a really good idea. For equipment, I would like pistols. Please give me pistols. I might actually just write in a pistol, make my own little homebrew for this, and just add pistols. Just because I have a lot of models that have like little pistols and little hand crossbows, or like throwing stones or throwing stars or something like that, right? Like some kind of really short range weapon. I think would be pretty good beyond just short range improvised weapon, right? I think that's pretty good. One of the things I would really like to see in this is a solo like enemy build. What I mean by that, right now I just made 2 like player teams. What I would like to see is like assemble an enemy AI team, right? And rules for that. I think it would be really easy to do because the rules in this are so simple and basic. And I don't mean basic in a bad way. I mean it as a giant compliment. But the rules are so simple that I think if you had something that was like assemble an enemy AI team, and it's like, here's your options, you pick the guys and put them on the team, and they have like default set stats, I think you could build really cool stuff. I think you could also use that to move away from the enemy team only having 4 models. Because like swarming the table and zombies would be really fun, right? Like conceptually, that's just a really cool idea. And if you built an enemy team, basically like you know, maybe a zombie, maybe you have like a value of like 100 points of the enemy team, right? And a zombie is like 10 points. I can put 10 zombies on the team, or maybe on the field, or maybe I could put like 8 zombies and a necromancer or something like that, right? It would give you the ability to have like really varied enemy teams that are kind of like thematic, but aren't necessarily like an enemy player team. Because the enemy player team works pretty good just playing both sides, but it would be cool to have like those AI controlled teams. I think if this game had that, it would be like really, really good. This is very fun though. It's very simple, very fun. I explained it, learned it, and played it in just slightly over an hour. That's pretty awesome. That's super, super awesome. Really, really cool. So yeah, some kind of short throwing weapon would be really nice added to the weapons. And a AI rule set for building an AI team. Not how they're going to behave, because I'll be super honest, the rule of cruel, I think, is, like, the best way to do that, right? Thematically, right? Like, you really don't want all these flow charts and stuff. They pull you out of the game. I think literally just being like, this is the shittiest, nastiest thing for the monster to do. That's what it's going to do. I think that's a really good rule of thumb, and kind of really fun, right? I think that's thematically very fun. But what I would like to see is like AI team building rules for building AI teams, more like, you know, this team is a bunch of like imps. Imps cost 15 points. So you put, you know, I don't know, 3 imps in there and like a golem, and that's an enemy team, right? Or maybe like 4 imps and a golem, right? And there's like, you know, one big enemy monster and a bunch of little things, right? Or a thing that's like, oh, here's a bunch of like, I don't know, forest creatures or something, and they're mushrooms, and like each one costs 10 points, and then, you know, this is their stats and this is what they do and stuff. Like, I think like a big thing like that, like, you know, like literally like maybe 10 pages of just options for that would be really boss, like super boss. Yeah, I think that would be really, really cool as an expansion for this game. But yeah, this was really fun. I had a really good time with this. I think I'll definitely want to play this some more. I'll be super honest. This would be awesome to use for Malifaux models, just because I think Malifaux models would fit the theme really well. This would also be awesome to use for Warcry. Like Warcry models, like the guys that came in the most recent box, they would be god tier for this, right? So you have like 2 crazy different teams. Yeah, like super good for this. But yeah, that's really good. I had a really good time with that. That's very fun. Oh, and a nice distraction from the crazy that has been going on in my brain this weekend. So I super appreciate this. And big props to Old Hammered for playing it, and like, because I didn't even know this existed. Apparently it came out around the beginning of the year. I didn't even know it existed until I saw their video. So yeah, and definitely check that video out. It's a good video, and it sums up, I don't know, it does a really nice job kind of summing it up and selling it. Probably better than I did. But at least you got to watch a fat hairy nerd have some fun on a very mentally stressful weekend he's been having. So, but with that, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to call it. I'm going to go see if my husband wants me to walk over and get him some Jamba Juice for lunch, because he just had surgery. And yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll call it there. Thank you guys for watching. This was Verrotwood, and hiccups now apparently. Keep on giving